Hi, welcome to my channel. This is Simply Sophisticated Over 50. My name is Mimi. You can tell I got my hair back today because we're going to be talking about, not hair, we're going to be talking about exfoliation. I want to talk to you about skincare. That's what we're going to focus on today. Before we get started though, if this is your first time on the channel, I want to welcome you. My philosophy basically for starting the channel, what I wanted to convey is that to be beautiful, to be sophisticated doesn't have to be complicated and it doesn't have to be expensive. So everything that I share on this channel, by the way, I'm not sponsored. I don't receive any compensation for anything. I'm just doing this just for fun. And I do this because I want to share with you what I have learned. I have a lot of requests for videos from viewers and friends and even family, and that's another reason I started this channel. So a lot of the things that I focus in on, a lot of the subjects that I cover are things that people have asked me to share with them. So today I want to talk about exfoliation. Before we go into what I use for exfoliation, I want to talk about the process of it, the reason for it. So every 28 days, our skin regenerates itself. And so we've got dead skin cells on our skin. So we want to remove all of the dead skin cells. We want to get those off of our skin, but we want to do it naturally. And there are a couple of ways to do that. There is physical exfoliation and there is chemical exfoliation. And there are depths of that as well. There are depths of the chemical exfoliation. For instance, maybe you've heard of people getting laser peels, those types of things. Even the microneedling that I shared a couple of weeks ago that I had done just about, I guess it's been a couple of months, about a month and a half. That is also a form of exfoliation, but it's not something that you would do on a regular basis, on a daily basis. I exfoliate on a daily basis. Before I share with you what I use for exfoliation, I want to kind of walk you through how that looks. So the first thing I do in the evening, I remove my makeup. So I cleanse usually, like I triple cleanse. I know they say you should probably double cleanse, but I usually end up triple cleansing. I start with my makeup remover. So there are a couple of options. I do have some liquid eye makeup removers. What I really love is Clinique Take the Day Off. I love this. I take this with me when I travel. You can tell I use this literally every day. This is oil-free. It does not clog your pores. You just take a little bit of it and it removes all of your eye makeup, all of your brow makeup, everything, your lipstick, your lip color, everything. I love this. But after I use this, I want to make sure I get all of my foundation off or my sunscreen off, or if I'm using a BB or CC cream. So what I use for that, there are a couple of options as well with that. This is from Glamglow. I got this a while ago and I like it. It works better than I thought it would. What I usually use, or what I have been using for years, is Estee Lauder Perfectly Clean. This is the makeup remover that kind of breaks down your foundation. I've been using this for years and years. It doubles as a mask, but you put a little bit of this on, you leave it on for just a couple of minutes, maybe brush your teeth, maybe, get your pajamas ready or whatever you're doing. And then I remove it with a washcloth, which is another form of exfoliation. You can use a washcloth. I use a washcloth because I want to make sure that my skin is perfectly clean, no pun intended. But that's what I do. I double cleanse with that. And then I will use my very favorite, I've tried several different ones, but my very favorite cleansing brush. And I'm going to show you, stay tuned to the end of the video because I'm going to show you how this works. I love this. This is the Ona Cleaning System. With this, before I go into this, with this, this has a little product well, is what they call it, in the middle of the brush. And you're going to put cleanser, just a drop, right in the middle of that product well, that little well area. And then you're going to use this. And I'll show you, like I said, towards the end of the video, what I use for that. One of my favorite cleansers. You can use just about anything. I've talked about Eminence before. The first time I was introduced to this was in a spa years ago. Eminence is all natural products. They have all natural products. This is their Mangosteen Daily Resurfacing Cleanser. Like I said, I put just a dot, just a little drop in here, and it's going to foam up and suds up. And you talk about clean. So this is what you would consider and I just got to show you. See, it spins. This is what, and it has different speeds too. There's a slower speed. And there's a little button on the side that controls that. But this is what would be called a physical exfoliator. So that's what I use every night. In the morning, after I cleanse, and in the morning I cleanse my skin with oil cleanser on my face. Again, that's also Eminence. I shared that in my video about reducing puffiness. An oil cleanser that is by Eminence. It's Stone Crop Cleansing Oil. I use that in the morning, and after I use that, and I got the little one. This is the cutest thing. This is by Paula's Choice. If you haven't tried it, this is really nice. This is a liquid exfoliator. This has, it's actually 2% BHAs. It's got salicylic acid in it. And what I do with this in the morning is I put just a couple of, I don't even use a cotton ball. I put a couple of drops on my hand and I put it on my face, and it goes on smoothly. It does not burn. It's not so strong where it irritates my skin anyway. I use this in the morning right after I cleanse, before I moisturize. And I use it right before I start doing my eye serum that I shared with my Sio Cryodrop. If you have not seen that video, you should look that one up because I have a lot of helpful information in that. Another chemical exfoliator that I use is every night, and I know I should have probably shared this earlier when I talked about my nightly routine, but I use a liquid, I use a retinol product. I got this one from my dermatologist. I use this every night of the week, except for 2 nights. And the reason I skip those 2 nights is because in place of this, I use a moisturizer that has a glycolic acid in it. It has a 10% glycolic acid. I got this from my dermatologist as well. I was using a cleanser that also has glycolic acid. I was using that for the 2 nights a week that I don't use a retinol, and I was using this after it. My skin hated that. It was so irritated. It was so sensitive. So I found that I cannot do that. It's either one or the other. So it's either use the cleanser that night or use the moisturizer that night. Now, if I use the cleanser that night, I cannot use the retinol. There are certain things that you really don't want to mix. So you really want to make sure that you do your research before using certain acids. So that is chemical exfoliation. I love these products that I use. I find them to be very, very effective. They're affordable, and they make such a difference in my skin. I have skin that's glowing. My skin looks renewed. Wrinkles are less noticeable. When you exfoliate on a regular basis, this is going to get rid of all of the dead skin cells so that your skin is rejuvenated. I'm trying to think of a good example. If you have something that cakes up on your skin, let's say that you put makeup on, and then you go to bed with your foundation and your powder. You have powder on. Let's just say you go to bed with it. Don't ever do that. I don't ever recommend doing that. But let's say you get up in the morning and you say, oh, I'm going to put on my foundation and powder and blush. And you decide to put all that on without cleansing your skin. So it's going to be cakey. And you're not going to get that smooth appearance. You're not going to get that smooth look. So another thing that you'll notice if you are like me, fine lines and wrinkles, it's going to accentuate every single one. And it's probably going to contribute to that if you don't get that off of your skin. So it's the same principle with using exfoliators. You're getting the dead skin off, you're getting renewed skin, and that way you're going to have more of a fresh palette, if you will, when you do put on your makeup. All right, I'm going to show you a little bit more about the Ona Cleaning System. This is called the Ona Diamond facial brush and UV sanitizer. This is their little booklet that comes with it. Tons of helpful information in there about this brush. So I love this because it comes in all different colors. By the way, I have purchased a couple of these for gifts for other people. It has a night light on here, and I'm going to show you that when we go upstairs and use this in a little bit. It has a light on the top that's going to light up when it's sanitizing. So after you use the brush, you're going to put it back into its cleaning station, and inside the cleaning station there is a sanitizing system. I have used, like I mentioned earlier, I've used other cleansing brushes, but I find this one to be the best one for me because I want to make sure that I'm using clean products on my skin, that I'm using clean tools on my skin. And you can also, by the way, you can definitely change out these brushes, and you want to do that on a regular basis. You know, follow the instructions. They pop off super easily, and then you can actually put they have brushes for sensitive skin. They have all different kinds of brushes for maybe acne prone skin, for just everyday cleaning. This is the everyday brush. But what I love about this is it's going to clean all of that off of there before you use it again. So you're not just rinsing off the brush and then using it again. I mean, I think about it this way. How often do you change out your toothbrush? I mean, you definitely want to make sure that the brush is clean. I know it's different. This is your skin, but we're sloughing off dead skin cells. So you want to make sure that you're using a clean brush. It comes in all different colors, and that's nice too. And again, I just keep it up on my counter. So that's what I use for the exfoliating, and I'm going to show you how effective that is. So after I cleanse my skin, after I use the exfoliation, whether it's morning or night, the physical, the chemical, I use a moisturizer. At night I use a retinol, like I showed you, and then I'll use a moisturizer on top of that because you definitely want to make sure that your skin is moisturized. I've had clients in the past that have been acne prone for years. When I was young, I had acne. I didn't want to use moisturizer because I thought it was going to break my skin out worse. Because my skin was so oily, I didn't want to put more moisturizer on top of it. Well, you definitely do want to moisturize. If you dry out your skin and you don't moisturize your skin, the oil glands and the sebaceous glands, they all kind of go haywire and they produce more oil. This is why if you have oily skin and you don't moisturize and it doesn't balance out that moisture barrier, you're going to have oilier skin. You definitely want to make sure that you moisturize. So I do that every night as well. I just wanted to throw that in there just to make sure that you kind of hear all of the steps that I do every day that I have found effective. Again, I'm going to tell you this, and I say this every video. We talk about skincare. If you need to see a dermatologist, if you need to see a doctor, please see a doctor. Ask them for advice. Go to them first. Make sure that you're doing all the things that you can to take care of whatever concerns that you have with your skin. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I use my cleansing system. Again, this is it's Ona Diamond, but it's by a company called Tao Clean, T-A-O. And I'm going to take this is the Eminence cleanser. It's the Mangosteen facial resurfacing cleanser. There is a small, see that well? Small product well, and I'm going to put just a drop in there and push go. Feels wonderful. Feels really nice, and you can tell your skin's getting really clean. Now, if you want it soapier, you can just add a little water to the brush ahead of time. And I just kind of go, I want to make sure that I get any kind of blackheads in my nose. And then exfoliate this area around my lips. And that's it. Now it's going to go in the cleansing station, and it will be in there overnight. I want to thank you for joining me today. I hope you found this helpful. If you try any of these products, let me know how you do with them. I don't get any royalties. I don't receive any kind of kickbacks. I don't receive anything from sharing these with you. I just share these with you because these are what works for me. And if I can help someone with their skin, if I can help someone feel better about themselves, then I definitely want to do that. So let me know if you have not subscribed yet. Please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you on the next video.